Jen was not happy. I said I feel the same way about counselors. I feel like some of these decisions just don't make sense. I don't know. He's got a Franklin jacket on. Was he at the last meeting too? Is he a new? Yeah, Rita knows him apparently.
Oh, that's what.
Is he in a? Does he have to attend so many for an? Maybe it's our new teacher. I don't know. Okay, so I need to turn this on for Marnie. Actually, David, I might give this to you for Marnie because I'll read this. I have this on.
I have one. Oh, that's fine.
For her.
I have mine too.
And then you have her. Yeah. I don't have anything for that. Are you taking that one?
Yeah.
Okay. And the board. Okay.
You guys want to? If we have everybody like staying right here, can we get everybody? Robin, can you get if all of the members of the ag group are here? Can you get the ag and the board in one picture? Okay. We want to make sure we get the board in with the ag.
Okay.
Oh, we've got
Good
the
evening. I don't think anybody heard me. I'd like to call the,
She needs her mic.
Oh, you got yep. That's on.
it's on.
Need a gavel.
Yeah. Well, this one's about dead too.
Can you hear us out there?
This one's dead
Hello?
too.
Maria, can you hear us? You can hear us?
Do you want mine, Debbie? I can use the microphone.
Debbie's is dead.
Testing.
Was this the second one?
I think it
Yeah, I just replaced the batteries.
Here.
This one's full. This one's full.
Test 1 2 1 2.
Okay.
Every
You may need the choreography. Go with that, Darcy.
Good evening.
There we go.
I'd like to call the January 12th, 2026 Board of Trustees meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Would everyone please stand? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next on the agenda is the Board of School Trustees reorganization.
Ma'am, I would like to present a slate of Ms. Gill for president, Mr. Yunt as vice president, and Ms. Mann as secretary.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor of the slate, please signify with aye.
Aye.
So moved. Board member compensation. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Leave it at the same.
Leave the same.
There's been a motion to keep the board member compensation at 10% of a starting teacher salary. All those in favor?
Is there a second?
Was there a second?
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Board meeting schedule. Has everyone had a chance to look at that for 2026?
I have, and I have no questions. I would move to,
Just a reminder that in October, we do skip the second Monday and go to the third because of fall break in that space.
Will be presiding.
Okay.
Is there a motion to approve the
so
schedule?
moved.
I'll second.
Those in favor of the board meeting schedule as presented?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, appointment of board member superintendent committees.
I'm requesting that all the board members maintain their present committee assignments with the addition of adding Debbie to the Strategic Task Force, so that would place Becky and Debbie on that committee together. And just as a reminder, all committee meetings are open to the public, and we will do have to provide 48 hours notice once we post the agendas for these meetings.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Okay. Recognition. Dr. Warland.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Happy New Year. Welcome to the first meeting of 2026. We have a lot going on this evening. Thank you all for being here. Miss Marnie Moore, we're going to start with you. Please come forward. We are proud and excited to recognize Marnie. Marnie Moore is one of 3 recipients in Johnson County to receive a Lilly Endowment Community Scholarship. Lilly Endowment Scholars are recognized for their community involvement, their academic achievement, character, and leadership. The scholarship provides full tuition, required fees, and up to $900 per year for required books and equipment for 4 years of full-time undergraduate study, leading to a baccalaureate degree at any eligible Indiana public or private nonprofit college or university. Scholars also join the Lilly Scholars Network, which connects them with resources and opportunities to lead on campus and in their communities. Please join us in congratulating Marnie on this outstanding accomplishment.
I'll give you this. Congratulations, what a great honor. Talk just a little bit about what you did during your high school career that you think brought out you as a great candidate for this.
Sure. We have a lot of great clubs at the high school, and I've always enjoyed participating in service. And so I was a president of Interact Club. I've been president of the Franklin Mayor's Youth Leadership Council, co-president of Harvard Model Congress. I think basically they just rewarded students who enjoyed being in service, so I'm really grateful to have the opportunity.
I think that's one significant thing to realize, that this scholarship is not just about being a great student academically. You are obviously a great academic student, but you do so much more than that. And this just highlights that. You're also a varsity athlete. You play tennis pretty well.
Try, yeah.
Yep. She's been a state qualifier all of her years as a undergrad for us, and now she's looking forward to what her senior year looks like.
Yes.
And now you get to choose between a university or college in Indiana. I know you've got a couple on your list.
I do, yeah.
Yep. What are the selections that you're looking at?
I'll either be attending the University of Notre Dame or Indiana University in Bloomington.
Yeah, you know, one of them's got a pretty good football team.
Yeah. I think both are pretty good football schools, so I'll be making my decision based on that. Yeah.
That's outstanding. So if they win Monday, you're going to IU. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. Looking pretty good. Yeah.
All right. Well, actually, we're going to get a picture here.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Ryan, come on up.
Yeah, and Kim and Stephanie are here
Yep.
too.
Stephanie, would you like to come up as representing the foundation?
Which step?
Sorry, let's wait on Stephanie too. Business, right, Marnie? Yeah. Business. Yeah.
All right.
Stephanie, right here. Slide over here.
All right. We got to all scoot this way. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next recognition is very special. About 3 years ago, the Ag group and alumni group came and said, we would like to participate in a conversation about creating a facility on the campus at the high school for our students. And at that time, the board said, absolutely, please go out and raise money. And so tonight, we're here to honor the alumni group and all of the members in the Ag department for their dollars that they have raised in a joint public-private partnership. So if all of you would please come forward. Yeah. The alumni members, yep, everybody feel free to come on up. Johnson County Foundation has also been a big participant in this as well.
I was going to ask.
Was it on here? Oh, wellness? Oh,
Yes.
I tried.
All right.
okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to hand the mic off to Mr. Kent Gross, who is the president of the Alumni Association, for the presentation of the dollars raised.
All righty. Thank you, Dr. Clendenning. First and foremost there, this has been a long time coming there. I remember when I first started volunteering back in the Ag program, back in the day, Tom and Carla Beckman were big advocates of the Ag and FFA program. And Tom had talked all along about always having the ability or the need to build a building there on the site there for the Ag and FFA programs. So that's been 10, 12, 14, 15 years ago. So that's been a long time coming. What really made it happen, though, is when Alicia and Dan came into the program. That was kind of a secondary push to kind of get this thing across the line there, because now we had a little more emphasis. We had some stability in the ag programs, and that really makes a difference there with regards to having a building like this on campus there. You need a stability in our program in order so that the students coming through the program understand that, hey, you've got the same teachers here over and over and over again, and then you've got that stability basically for 4 years, almost 5 years of programs here for Ag and FFA. So it's very important to do that. But this wouldn't happen without a lot of work and a lot of money raised from the community. So first and foremost is I want to thank the alumni and the supporters group, because it was their backing that kind of got the push, along with Alicia and Dan. They're saying, hey, let's make this happen. And then we go out and we start kind of advertising, kind of start sending or spreading our message, and then the folks from the community kind of heard our need, and they kind of backed that up with some dollars coming forth. So we had multiple folks there donate, businesses, public, private sectors there come up and donate. I want to especially point out the Johnson County Community Foundation there. You shouldn't stand behind it. You're coming up there. Without them there, we wouldn't have the opportunity for a $100,000 matching grant from the Lilly Endowment. That was very impressive. We was able to meet that and match that, so that's very nice. They've also come up with some other grants for us there. We had a grant for a hoop house on the site there, so things are rolling with our program, and all things possible there. This is a nice start, and we'd like to present this check to the Community Foundation for $400,000 there that we've raised. And Dr. Clendenning?
All right, well, thank you very much. We're
Now-
excited.
Now, do you want the official?
That would be great. You know, which one will the bank take? All right, all right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Well, it's a great honor and privilege to accept that. At this time, we also have one other thing. We would like to read the donors who have given us dollars for this. And many people are going to say, I didn't want to be recognized. There are going to be some anonymous donors, but all parties, thank you very much from the school board and the school administration and students for this. Not many schools come together in the state of Indiana and say, hey, let's have this public-private partnership in order to benefit students. And the great thing about this building is going to stand for many, many years. And just like our ag program has stood many years in the past, and the future looks extremely bright. So at this time, we're going to read the names of the donors.
Donors for the Ag facility include Franklin FFA alumni and supporters, Robbie Armstrong Memorial Match and donations, Kokomo Grain, Brian Lamphere Memorial, Wood Auto, public donations from the annual plant sale, Mutual Savings and Loan, Chris and Sandy Wilhelm, Johnson County Farm Bureau, Innovative Casting Technology, the patrons of Maine and Madison Cafe, Premier Ag, Farm Credit Services, Land O'Lakes, Indiana Harness Racing Association, Marilla Norton, the Cisco companies, multiple anonymous donations, Uplifting Community Building Fitness, anonymous donation of grain, Huddleston and Huddleston, Don and Jerry Lynn Line, Kent Gross and Jonah Norton, JCCF Lilly Endowment Incorporated.
Well,
Thank
you
you
very
very
much. I would also like to point out one other person that's not standing up here, but Mrs. Ott, Christy Ott, was on the board when this project first came to fruition. And if everybody wouldn't mind, I'd like to invite her up to also participate in this picture. All right. Robin, where do you want us to be?
Okay, so if the taller people will stand in the back and maybe find a hole between the and this window. And then can't start, take
Come this way.
I'd like to get the board.
Okay.
Yep.
That's perfect, that's perfect.
Yep.
You guys can follow that.
All right.
Yeah, find a hole here in the back, or Chrissy, find a hole. Oh, I'm gonna take a few, so just eyes open and keep smiling. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Here, hold it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Tabby. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your
Thank you.
support.
Lisa, thank you very much. This is great. Well deserved. Well deserved.
I never get those heights.
There you go, buddy. And well served. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you again.
Yep,
Dr.
yep.
Manning. Yep.
And we are moving forward to be on track to use the facility at the start of next school year. So that'll be really exciting as we get going. So, and then we will have some open houses and opportunities for people, the community, to see it right before. And we will have a groundbreaking sometime in the fall. Is that right? No, for the open house to see it. Yep. So, thank you very much. Ribbon cutting. That's what it is. Yep. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're going to do ribbon cutting in February. Thank you. And the last recognition for tonight, I would like to just highlight that in January, across the state of Indiana, all school boards are recognized for their outstanding service. And I just want to say thank you to our board members for their service. There's a lot of hours behind the scenes, and a lot of different things that they have to do to help us continue and to guide the journey for our school. So I just want to personally thank them for what they do, for giving up times away from their families and everything to help our family and our community grow. So on behalf of all of us, we just want to say thank you very much.
Before moving on to the consent agenda, we omitted, as part of our reorganization, we need to appoint a treasurer and a deputy treasurer. In the past, it's been Tina and Tammy Jackson. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion to appoint.
It's been a motion to appoint. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to appoint Tina and Tammy Jackson as treasurer and deputy treasurer. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Moving on to the consent agenda. Public comments on any consent agenda items? Hearing none. Allowance of claims and vouchers.
Just a few to highlight, Ms. Gill, President Gill. One is the grant summary sheet for food service. Elizabeth Edwards is our food service. She applied for a grant, and she is going to travel to Washington, D.C. To talk about school nutrition and funding through the School Nutrition Foundation. And that's coming up. We want to just acknowledge that. It's about a $1,400 grant where they pay for her travel, her expenses, and she will get to spend time on Capitol Hill just talking about nutrition, and we're looking forward to that. The overnight field trip, this is actually for the FFA. They have won the honor again to go out to Oklahoma to participate in the national soils competition, and this is approval for that. It would be May 2nd through May the 8th. And they will be driving one of our 21 passenger buses as we travel out there for that.
Can you, since we didn't have our sheets on the commercial vehicle lease or the Western Governors University, could you just highlight what the reason is for those and
Yes.
what's needed?
So the commercial lease actually was on last August.
Okay.
And this is the group that, the Lock Trucking provides the tractor for the band.
Okay.
And this is just to indemnify them in the agreement in that space. Western Governors, I would actually like to have that tabled. Roger has been working with Michelle Bright over the last couple months, trying to get some language with regard to FERPA and videotaping. And at this time, it still doesn't meet kind of what we would expect. And so I would like that to be tabled. So that one, and I talked to Ms. Bright today on that. So all other consent agenda items are ready for our recommendation to approve.
Do you want a separate motion to table that?
Yes, could we first have a motion to table the Western Governors?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Those in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Thank you. And now for the consent,
A
there's
motion
nothing.
to approve the consent agenda.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
So moved. Superintendent reports.
Okay, year-end closed transfers, I indicated in December that if we had any transfers, that I would report those here at the January meeting. We did not need any transfers to be able to close the year, so there are none to report. So I will move to the quarterly financial report, starting with the financial statement. This report should look familiar. We provide this on a quarterly basis. That top section shows our budget, expenses to date, and unexpended balance and percentage spent for education, referendum, operations, and debt service. As you can see, we ended the year at just shy of 98% expended. A little close for comfort for CFO, but we made it. But as you can see, we still had $1.5 million of budget remaining. So some percentage spent. I always look at anything over the 100% mark. We've gone over a lot of this in previous meetings, but I'll highlight a few areas. In a lot of cases, we build the budget in the August of the previous year, and we end up with more revenue than what we anticipated. So some of these overages are from pay increases that were higher than budgeted. We had increases in transfer tuition and C9 enrollments, but the good news was we had increases in C9 enrollments, so that's a good trend to have. Transportation was a little bit over, but we've made a lot of progress there, so I'm excited about that. Professional services, as we continue to talk about bond issuances and things like that, we probably need to allocate a little more to that budget line item. And I would say that's all the comments there. At the bottom of the financial statements, you see where we are cash-wise. The only negative that we have are SPED shared services, and that is related to outstanding invoices to other districts for those OT, PT, SLPs, those positions that we send to other schools, and they reimburse salary and benefits to us. So we ended the year in a good spot.
How long does it take to typically get those invoices paid? Do they pay them semi-annually, quarterly, monthly?
Monthly.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're like us. They have to wait for a board meeting to
Sure.
get it approved, so sometimes there's a little delay.
Thank you.
And then the other spreadsheet shows cash flow results on the left side and budget results on the right side. So cash flows, this is going to show both our beginning balance and our ending balance for 2025, and whether or not we increased or decreased in fund balance. So the top section shows this year. We started in the ed fund with about $4 million and ended with close to $3.4 million. So that was a decrease of $663,000 in the ed fund. We swung almost the opposite direction in the operations fund, going from $3.5 million to $4.1 million. In the referendum fund, we purposely have been trying to spend that down, so that shows a decrease in fund balance of a little over $500,000. And then debt service went from $2.7 million to $2 million. So if you look at the total line in yellow, our fund balance total started at $12 million this year and ended at 13.5, so an increase of 1.5 million in fund balance. And then that bottom section shows where we were last year. So we increased fund balance about $1 million more than the previous year. And then their budget results are on the other side of the spreadsheet. I won't go over that since we just did in the financial statement, but again, we were 98% expended. If you look at 2024, we were at 99.5% expended, so that one was much more nerve-wracking. So, any questions on that?
Nope.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Committee updates. We've only had, I think, one committee meet. Communications?
That's communications, yes. Thank you for my notes. So we discussed possible issues and identified goals we could set to address. A couple of them was, how do we connect and share our story with community members who don't have children in our schools? How can we align some social media and communication norms to promote the Franklin brand? And how can we share our story and information with families without overloading and overwhelming them? We came up with some possible solutions for each potential problem, and we'll continue to check back on progress. We did have an FCHS graduate, Luke Foraker, who is going to join us this month as part of his internship. He is at school at Miami University,
That's right.
Yeah,
Yep.
of Ohio,
Yep.
correct. So he's not playing, but
He's
yours.
not at the U.
No. But he's going to make a promotional video featuring the many different extracurricular opportunities at the high school. And we've talked about some of his ideas for the video and are excited to see what he comes up with. And then we meet again on the 21st
Thank you.
this month. That's great.
Moving on to action items. Public comments on action items are limited to 3 minutes. Are there any public comments? Okay. Cub Academy rates Miss Katie Smith. Thanks, Katie.
I came to you last month about the Cub Academy proposal for registration fees, and I shortened the presentation, and we crunched some numbers, and are coming back to you with a few details and adjustments. Also, we were able to do a weekly fee that we can secure for 2 years. So if you could go to the next slide. Oh, I could have done it, sorry. Okay, perfect. So we broke that down to the 5 full days that include daycare, 3 full days that include daycare, and the 2 full day option that includes daycare. And then also we had presented the kindergarten before and after school, because we will have that kindergarten classroom there as well. We'll be able to provide that in that new building. So we also briefly talked about the different discounts that are available. Still, those discounts are all still available. And we did go ahead and do those numbers for the next 2 years, that we could sustain those for 2 years, for sure. So, do you have any questions? Nothing else was new or revised from my presentation.
I would just say thank you, Katie, for the extra effort. Much appreciated, and with that, and I do appreciate the being able to lock it in for a couple years, just so people can plan ahead a little bit. With that, I'd make a motion to approve as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the Cub Academy rates. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
So moved.
Thank you.
Thank you. FCHS new courses for 2026. Dr. Warland.
Yes, thank you, President Gill. You can all see the document there in front of you. I want to apologize for the number of changes. Everything in yellow has been added since the December meeting. And I think in conversations we've had for a couple of years, part of the conundrum of this process is that we come to the board in December, and then the state releases the state high school course catalog later in the month. And then as a result of the new diploma, as a result of our new pathways, we have a number of courses that need to be added or course numbers that need to be changed. So I think we're coming back maybe in May or June to ask for a revised process to help prevent some of these changes that are resulting between December and January. But this is the new list now that students will be registering for later this month and into February for next school year. I do want to thank the high school team, Mr. Wagner and his team, and the counselors, the admin team, for scrubbing this list again and making sure we have everything that our students need, especially those students in our new pathways. So thank you so much to the team.
Is there a motion?
Motion to approve FCHS's new courses for 2026.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the new course list for 2026. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
So moved. Resolution for Education Fund to Operation Fund transfers. Tina.
Yes, this is a routine resolution that we do every January with the board authorizing me to make transfers from the Education Fund to Operations. By state statute, we are permitted to transfer up to 15% of the Ed Fund to the Operations Fund. We typically, I think this year we landed a little over 10%, and that has been decreasing over time. We've become less reliant on the Ed Fund for some of our operating expenses. So I'm requesting approval to be able to transfer up to that 15% from the Ed Fund to the Operations Fund in 2026.
Do I hear a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for the transfer of funds from education to operation up to 15%. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
So moved. Updated vision insurance plans and memorandum.
All right, that is also me. Our health insurance trust has approached us with an opportunity to be able to change our plan a bit with no penalty to our employees. Right now we have a basic plan, but we only have 2 tiers, which are employee only or family. This change would expand that to 4 options matching our health insurance, which would include employee spouse and/or employee children. So those employees who have to elect family right now would be able to go down to a lower premium with this change. So everything stays the same or is a decreased premium for the basic plan, but they have also created a plus plan which offers more coverage if our employees choose to go that route. The changes are a higher allowance in glasses, higher allowance in contact lenses, those kind of things. So our employees would have the option to upgrade to that plus plan at this time, or they could wait until our normal open enrollment in August. So we are requesting the board's approval to be able to offer these new opportunities to our employees.
Do I hear a motion?
Was there any comment, I assume all positive, from FCTA leadership on this? I saw the email, but I didn't see any correspondence back and forth.
I believe they were going to discuss it after our Discussables meeting today.
Okay.
To decide if they wanted it to go out for a vote or if they were just going to ratify it.
Okay.
I think the key element is that there are no increased expenses to our employees, and this is totally optional to make any change.
I would also add that sitting on the Board of Trustees for the Insurance Trust is an FCTA representative. And so they've received this information over a month ago through their trustees sitting on. So it's Mike Swiger sits on for FCTA and I sit on for the administration side. And so they are aware of it. And I agree, they're just trying to decide logistically how to do the MOU, not necessarily how to do the dollar amounts. We will negotiate starting next year these rates again. So this is really only a short-term event that we're experiencing right now.
Okay.
Okay, so first I'm asking for approval from the board for the insurance rates as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved.
Okay, and then the other piece of this is when we negotiate benefits outside of the negotiation window, which is September, October, we have to do a memorandum of understanding, which is the other document that you see in front of you. So I have drafted this, submitted it to IRB for review. They have pre-approved this document. So once the school board and FCTA ratifies it, then we will be good to go with offering open enrollment for the new vision insurance.
I move to approve the MOU as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the MOU as presented. Those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
So moved.
Thank you, Tina.
Special Education School Board Seminar Series.
This is just coming back again as a recommendation to approve that on February the 3rd, we would have Dr. Balsley come and present a special education seminar, kind of looking at the history, also all the rights and responsibilities, both for the board, community students. And so at this time, we're asking for your approval.
Do I hear a motion?
A motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the SPED School Board Seminar on February 3rd. Those in favor signify with aye. Aye. So moved. Policies and guidelines, Dr. Clendenning.
Yes, thank you. We do have a couple that I'd like to highlight for you. On F325 on debt management, you'll notice that in this one, there are a couple things, but one is the debt limit. The state of Indiana is moving from 80 to 70 cents on the limit before you ask for a referendum. So you're seeing, previously it was 74 cents plus or minus 5. I'm requesting that we go down to 64 cents plus or minus 5 on our debt management. And this is our goal, our board goal that we have, that would just take it down 10 cents from what it was this previous time. So that's one change that I'm looking to ask the board.
I would just note in what was presented, plus or minus 5 was struck in addition to the 74 cents, so.
Yeah, we need to add that back, and that's one that we had talked about, and so that needs to be, we'll make that correction. Thank you. Purchasing of capital assets, one of the things that we had talked about was the designee, and previously it said superintendent or designee, and really what happens for lodging, we have all the lodging go through superintendent's office, and so the designee would be Natalie as she purchases those things, but we do not get pre-approval because it goes to like Expedia or Priceline on that, so wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that in that designee space. Internal controls for report of loss. For us, it is $500 if we have something that is stolen or lost from us that we report to the state. The state actually has a little bit higher, but we want to continue to keep that at that lower rate, just for clarity and transparency. And the last one is 250R, which is a guideline, and that is that previously it said tip would be 18% of the bill. We're asking to go to 20% of the bill for that. Bless you.
Up to 20%.
Up to 20%, correct.
Not a mandatory 20%.
Yes, and also pre-approval, and you remember this from last time, that lodgings, like if we have a conference in Indianapolis, it doesn't mean that we're gonna go spend the night in Indianapolis. They have to get pre-approval on the lodging and then that as well. So I wanted to make sure that was a clarifying point as well. Those are the changes. All the other guidelines and policies are as presented last month.
Any other questions? Do I hear a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the policies and guidelines as presented. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
So moved.
Thank you.
Missing out by not coming to that. Look at that list of
That looks like an amazing meeting.
That's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. We have one coming up, so it'll be great.
There we go.
I'm busy.
Moving on to discussion.
President Gill, today I've asked Mr. Betts and Sheriff Cox to come and present a concept to us with regarding to Franklin Schools Corporation to incorporate a police department. Over the past several years, it's been a partnership, and so I've tasked Benji and Doug to help us bring this forward as a conversation till today. It is a discussion item for you. So, Mr. Betts.
Yep, and we're here today to give you some more information. I know the declaration is on there that Roger created, and appreciate that. Thank you very much, Roger. And Doug's here to help out as well in case there's questions that he can answer that I'm not prepared to answer. He and I have spoken to quite a few people since the summer, I believe it was, or early in the school year when we spoke to you about safety throughout our district. So it doesn't like me either. No. So we can go to the next one. One of the biggest things, there was a declaration given to you tonight for information to show you the next steps in the process for forming our own police department. In our conversations with Department of Homeland Security and School Safety for the Department of Education, they are leaning towards creating, for school corporations, creating their own police departments and not rely on other local agencies for their police or arresting powers. It's kind of what you're seeing across the state is more and more schools are creating their own police departments. And so that's kind of what we've been looking at and where we are moving. That's step one in this process would be creating or doing that declaration for us here in Franklin Community Schools. One of the big things with that, leadership, you never know when leadership's going to change, if people are going to change their minds, if they want to continue giving those police powers or not. And right now we lean on two different agencies for that, not our own. The process Again, it's a pretty quick process when we're looking at all the things, and again, just trying to give you guys the information as we look into this more. In order to create it, the school police department, for us, the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy requires these steps to be taken. Number one, we're bringing for information to unite the school district, preparing the declaration through our school board attorney, and the next step would be naming a police chief once we decide to do that. One of the things I did skip over right before, I wrote it down and went ahead and skipped it, is the people we have talked to on this. We've talked with Terrence Smith and Chase Lyday, officers throughout in the state who have helped create school police departments in other districts. Chase has done a lot. Let's go there. That's a big number. He's done a lot and helped create these in many schools across the state. We've also had conversations with Chief Cochran, Sheriff Burgess, Mayor Barnett, and Lance Hamner as well on what we need to do in the next steps. One of the big pieces after naming a police chief would be, and the declaration would be, getting our officers enrolled in the academy. We have 3 officers to get their arresting powers through the Sheriff's Department. We would need to send them to the academy, and that seems like a very simple thing to do, but we need that declaration first, and the chief, and then there is a time crunch on some of that with the academy. The one we could do that would cause the least disruption to our school corporation and our school year with having officers in the buildings would be sending them in May. They would miss a lot of May, pretty much the entire month, but they would also miss June and July. If we can't do that, the next time would be, is it September to November or August? September to November, so they would miss September, October, and November, so 3 months during the school year being in the academy, and we would not have them in our district. Then the next piece, which we would be working on in conjunction with the city and the Sheriff's Department, and probably Lance Hamner, would be the MOUs and standard operating procedures to be developed. Who would help out in which situations, and what would be the processes that would go along with that with the Sheriff's Department and the city. And then also our FCPD branding, and Officer Cox has done a lot of this. We would have to do uniforms, badges, decals, cars, and our equipment would have to have a Franklin Community Schools Police Department branding on them as well. That is the quick version of all of that. And then thank you. Any questions that you have for us that Officer Cox or I could answer? Okay. Yeah.
Well, how quick are we looking to do this?
Well, I think a couple of things. One is, we heard, getting our officers into the academy. Presently, we have 4 officers that we pay for, and as Mr. Betts said, they get their powers through the Sheriff's Department. In order for us to make a shift, we need to get them into the academy. So we have a window of summer or fall. So that's really the conversation. The other piece is looking at kind of on the budget side of life right now. So we pay for 4. I think Doug's talked to different people, and just kind of, can you give us a ballpark of kind of the budget, what you're hearing a startup program would cost?
Right. The dollar figure that the police agencies or the school police departments that we've spoke with said a good figure is around $125,000 per officer per year is what they look at. One thing I might add about the academy, it's not only getting those 3 officers into the academy during the summer months so that they're not away from their students in their schools, but it's also about the camaraderie. If we can get those 3 officers in the academy at the same time, they're doing the physical agility together, they're doing their criminal law, they're doing their traffic law together, and I've always liked the idea of sending people together to where they can work together. This is a big step for them. These are gentlemen that have families at home, so this is a big step for them going to the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy, which is about a 16-week academy now. So about $125,000 is what they're telling us that we would probably need for each individual officer per year. That would be your cars, that would be your equipment, that would be your salary, your benefits.
Yeah. And we have some of those parts and pieces already, but to really fully staff a police department, we still need to do some things. So one of the things, to answer your question, How quickly? One thing I'd like to do is throw it out for discussion to the board tonight. I'd like to have an executive session on school safety, where we could get all of our questions answered. Also, we could give you some more very specific details about the police department and how we'll function. And then at that point in time, we would then come back and have an action item for the board. One of the requirements, I believe they have to have a certain ID number. Is that correct? It takes some time to get for the academy. Is that right?
Some of the things that the academy like is a proposed budget. They also have to have an ORI number, and what that is, it's a number that the state assigns to a police agency. So you're looking at unit numbers being assigned by the dispatch center here in Johnson County. But once again, the other part of that is an ORI.
That's what we're looking at. So I don't have a specific date today, but we will continue to get information. They've done a lot of behind-the-scenes legwork this last semester to get us to this point. I know that Roger did say that when I spoke with him, the resolution that we would present, the first one would just allow us to move forward, and then we would come back and fill in the specific resolution on the different parts and pieces we need. One of the things that I did talk with Churchill and Antrim about, and that is policy development, and I know that's one thing Doug has looked at as well. And there are required policies for the police department, is that correct?
Correct.
Do you want to mention any?
Well, another requirement that the academy, SOPs, is one of the things that they like to see in place, but the two things that they have to have is the police chief has to be named and the resolution has to be in place before they will hold positions for those officers at the academy. Until that's done, they are not guaranteed getting into the academy, so that's the rush on that.
Yeah, so I think that was kind of what my
Yep.
question was geared towards, is when would we, see a resolution and name a police chief and
Yep.
all of that?
I would hope over the next couple of months, we could have all the conversations, the steps. I think ideally for us, if this continues to move forward, the summertime would be the most appropriate time to have our officers go to the academy. I think that's what we're looking at, correct?
So in the short term, we are just going to employ the individuals that are currently being deputized by the sheriff's office. And then Franklin is still going to provide 2. And then I assume at some point we need a plan to unwind that too, I would assume.
Yes, that's
'Cause I
correct.
assume there then creates some complexities between having different bosses, right, as to whom people answer to, and operating under City of Franklin SOPs versus Franklin Schools SOPs.
Correct.
Okay.
That's what we need to get ironed out beforehand, and that's where we would come to you all in that executive session and detail all of
Right.
those things.
Right.
You know,
Quite honestly, ultimately, what I would like to see is a police officer in every school
Right.
in the school corporation.
Right.
Maybe
As a
two
school
at the high school.
police officer. Right.
Eventually, I hate to say this, maybe looking at 2 at the middle school. If you take a look at the numbers we crunch every quarter, I think it would justify.
Yeah.
and I have talked with Mayor Barnett. We are setting up a meeting with Chief Cochran, Mayor Barnett, and myself, because right now, we get 2 officers from the city. And in that, we also then use a portion of our Homeland Security grant that Mr. Betts writes, that goes to the city to help offset some of their costs. So those are some things we need to talk about unwinding and to move forward on. Benji, is there anything else that you can highlight that we need to take the next steps before we continue
I
moving
think
forward?
Doug's kind of covered it. I think one of the other bigger things, kind of to go back to what you said, working with FPD, working with the sheriff's office, we've worked really hard the last couple of years, really working on that relationship with them, when we call them, when we bring them in on some of those bigger things, and I don't see that changing. I think what will happen is it'll clear up some of that when we do the memorandums and the standard operating procedures, and even make it clear. But we've worked pretty hard with our administrative team. They've done a great job, and with Tennell and with Kirby, Chief Cochran, on trying to clear those, and with Officer and with Sheriff Burgess as well. They've done a phenomenal job and have been great partners, and we want to make sure we continue down that path with them. They've been phenomenal people to work with, and we want to make sure we continue that.
Right.
The first person I spoke with was the prosecutor, because I wanted to know from him, what would you like to see us looking into, and what would you rather see other investigative agencies looking into? So we've had that conversation, and it was a very good conversation. He has no problem with the creation of the school police department. He let me know what he would like to see, the crimes he would like to see us investigating within the school corporation, and ones he would rather see your Franklin Police Departments or your Johnson County Sheriff's Office, Greenwood Police Department, whichever police department would be involved with wherever the crime occurred. So that was the first person we spoke with, but there's still more talks that need to occur between the mayor and the police chiefs, and I think they've met with the sheriff also, but there's other folks that we need to speak with to decide exactly how this is going to.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of work involved for me. Also, keep in mind why those 3 officers are at the academy. Doug Cox is going to be hopping around between the schools, but I can guarantee you that the sheriff's office and Franklin Police Department is going to be there for Doug Cox.
Right.
If things get really, really, really busy.
Right.
And on that note, if we move forward with the forming of our own Franklin Schools Police Department, and something tragic happens, everybody's still coming to help and participate, correct?
Absolutely.
And I think that's been evidenced by the trainings we've done. I think we've all been to those when we did the active killer training in the summer. That's the type of response you would see no matter, I think, where it would be in our county.
Yeah.
Are there other questions you'd like us to make sure we get answered?
No, I just think for consideration purposes, and we don't have to decide this tonight, but, there's obviously we're, at least in our minds, establishing a timeline, which is relatively short, quite frankly. I guess we just need to decide. I don't know that the availability for all of this being able to move forward solely in executive session is feasible. I think we obviously need to have one sooner than later.
Yep.
But I guess what I'm suggesting at some point is, do we add another superintendent's committee that is a safety committee for the interim, even if it's just in the process of getting this off the ground and then implemented? Because there's going to be, even once we get to the point where we say we have it, we know that there will be learnings that will happen. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to crawl, walk, run,
Absolutely.
hopefully. And there, in its infancy, I would say there would still be a need for some communication between at least a couple of board members who can then disseminate information to the board, as we do now with these other important committees. And
I think that's a great recommendation, and we don't need an action item to create that. So I think if everybody's comfortable, we'll go ahead and create a safety committee. And,
Okay.
do I have some people who like to sit on it? All right. So President Gill, I'd like to recommend that Mr. Yount and Mr. Jones sit on the safety committee. And then, once again, the only thing we require, we will have to post those agenda items just like anything else.
Sure.
But we'll all be participating in that. So Mr. Betts, Mr. Cox, myself, as we travel.
And I would
forward.
still suggest, right, if it's not saying we shouldn't do executive session
Oh,
by
no,
any
I
means.
understand.
I just think
Yep.
in the essence of time and the ability to be nimble and
Yeah.
at least
Absolutely.
hear what we want to hear and then disseminate info. If we ultimately decide it needs to be an executive session function or a board vote even, right?
Yep.
There are obviously means to do that correctly, but
Yep.
I just don't know that getting all of us together in executive session in this tight window of kicking this off
That's correct.
is feasible.
Yep.
But, so I appreciate the board's support in that suggestion.
Well said.
Yes.
Anything else, Mr. Betts, Mr. Sheriff Cox? All right, thank you for the recommendation.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Security 101 proposal.
Hello.
Hi.
So recently, Security 101 has replaced all of our intrusion systems in all of our buildings, or all of our school buildings at least, which is the alarm systems. Part of that piece is a piece of software called Connect 101. And basically what that is, that's just a cloud administrative console that we can use to add people, take people out of the systems at each one of the buildings. Also will allow us to create schedules and change those schedules on when the alarms would be set and released. It's a 3-year term. It's at $2,160 a year. After the 3 years, $6,480. Next month, we'll be asking for approval for this piece. That's pretty much it. Does anybody have any questions?
Not gonna lie, when I saw Security 101 proposal, I thought we had the wrong Doug presenting. I thought, oh, he's like a secret guy here, undercover Doug Kirby here, so.
Yeah. Are you going to pay for this out of E-rate, or is it going to come out of technology software budget?
This will come out of the technology software budget.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Johnson County Public Library Memorandum of Agreement.
Yes, President Gill, thank you. We are requesting approval to partner with the Johnson County Public Library on a free resource. It's Smart Accounts for our students and our families. So it's access for students to online resources only. We can control what they have access to. We have the opportunity to review what's being accessed as well as the resources. There is no cost to students. There is no cost to the district. We do have the option. I've included there the MOU, and Roger, thank you so much for your very efficient review of the MOU and your partnership on this piece. We have added the 2 requested components, number 7 and number 8. There's no third-party beneficiaries to this agreement. There are no third-party beneficiaries. And we will be doing a periodic review of student accounts and online resources. Emily Silverman, our library media assistant, is designated as our project lead. She's fantastic, so I want to thank her for her partnership and work. I included the parent note because I wanted everyone to understand there is an opt-out option for parents. Nineveh Hensley Jackson Schools currently has this partnership, Center Grove and Clark Pleasant. I did ask the library if any parents have ever opted out, and they said to date they have had no parents opt out of this partnership agreement. So I was just curious, but I did want everyone to understand, and I want our parents to understand that they do have that option. I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
If you bring that back, don't put that on the consent agenda, because I'll need to abstain, because my law partner represents the library. So make that a separate item, just because I'll abstain.
Okay. Don't put it on consent. Okay, so we can go to action.
Take action, yeah.
Okay.
Any board comments?
We haven't officially met since the last meeting as athletic council, but I always ask Mr. Doty for some just quick updates, and so I'd like to just report a couple things if that was all right. Kind of where we're at, and so bowling was sectional champs and is advancing to regionals this Saturday in Newcastle. Our girls wrestling program were sectional and regional runner-ups, and we are sending 5 girls to the state finals that start this Friday. Boys wrestling had a great weekend and won the team state duels. I think that was the first state title we've had since 2014, so that's a huge accomplishment. And shout out to Coach Tante. It's his 3rd team title at 3 different schools, so hopefully we don't change that. Maybe just add more titles and less schools. We're hosting the Boys County basketball tournament this week. Starts tomorrow. Franklin will host Greenwood Christian. If we win, we'll play Edinburgh on Friday. And then championship game will be held Saturday at 7. And all those games will be here at FCHS. So over the break, girls basketball won the Walt Raines Classic by beating South Bend, Washington, and then 18th ranked Jennings County. So they had a great tournament. Girls swimming and diving won Mid-State Conference this past Saturday, and boys were runner-up. So that's kind of a quick snapshot of FCHS athletic update.
Thank you.
And congratulations, Dr. Clendenning and all the IU folks. I think you're going to get it done. You're likely to win a national championship.
We'll
So kudos
see.
from a Boilermaker
Well,
to the
thank you.
Hoosiers.
I would like to thank Becky Nelson, our past president, for taking us 4 newbies under her wing this past year. Greatly appreciated. Administrative comments?
Yes, on a very somber note, over the holiday season, we lost 2 former educators in our community. Jan Henderson was a longtime school counselor who passed away right in the December month. And then Brian Wirtz's mom, Becky, passed away also in that first couple weeks of December. And I just wanted to say thank you to their families for giving them up and letting them do so many wonderful things. I know that Jan touched a lot of lives at the high school as being the school counselor, and Becky as a former web teacher. During her celebration of life, I tell you, for that hour, there were probably more laughter than tears, just talking about just the impact she had at Webb Elementary. So just wanted to send our best to those families and just keep them in your hearts and prayers. But just wanted to highlight that as well.
Thank you.
I did make a decision also. We were supposed to have the quarterly board visit at Union on the 30th. You guys are meeting a lot over the next several weeks, so we're gonna pause the quarterly visit at Union for this month, and we'll pick it back up towards the end of the school year. But we will have several other times to meet together. So wanted to make sure that we did see that.
Calendar of events, Martin Luther King Day, school's out. We have Saturday school day, March 3rd. I read March 3rd through 6th. And Cub Academy registration, March 3rd.
Saturday school.
It's SAT test.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that?
So I said Saturday school.
Oh,
but
the
it's
SAT.
Yeah.
Oh, I wondered if that was open
like,
for
oh my
former
gosh,
attendees.
all the
you know?
kids are-
Thought I might stop by and see what it looks
We're all coming back to take a test.
like. I'm like, oh, they're bringing it back.
I prefer after.
Was it Breakfast Club at Franklin High
Brett must
School?
have been at Saturday school.
Brett, Miss Job wants to know if you visited Saturday school.
I might have attended.
That's what I figured.
Oh, yeah. I might have attended. Just to see how it was.
All right. That will be all on the calendar.
Yeah. Calling you back.
Oh, shoot.
If there's nothing else, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Just before we adjourn, just want to say welcome back to Dr. Hayden. It's good to have him back in the
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Second on adjournment.
And we're out.
So moved.
Thanks, Jan. Appreciate it. Yeah.